Did you know that Geralt's going to be in Fortnite?
Geralt's gonna what?
Yep. Geralt's going to be in Fortnite.
You know, actually, I'm more surprised he wasn't already in Fortnite.
Yeah, he's going to be in Fortnite.
That's not that surprising. Thanos is in Fortnite. That's the peak.
I don't know.
You can be Naruto, Thanos, Rick, and...
That's terrible.
And, yeah, Thanos, Naruto, Rick, and there's another one, too, the Ninja.
Like the guy?
Yeah.
The guy.
The guy, Ninja. You can not just a ninja.
Yeah.
Like the streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has his own, like,
guy?
skin. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Does he look like those memes that when they give him like the really red eyes and he looks real coked out?
Yeah, they have one where he's normal, and then they have another one where he's like that, and it's Ninja with Ligma. Yeah.
Okay, but what's Fortnite?
He's being a boomer again.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I can't explain
Sorry.
that.
Put her down.
Okay, it's that time.
Okay, we're trying to be on a normal schedule with the podcast again. This is not normal. No, actually, it's Saturday, so it would be sort of normal. We're just not streaming today, so we had extra time, and I was able to put the baby to sleep. So,
Yeah.
yep.
At least you didn't say you got to put the baby down.
I got to
Yeah.
put the baby down.
Every time you say that, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Dude, she says it all the time. She's like, I'm going to go put her down. I'm like, put her down?
For a nap.
Damn.
Take her outside.
I'm not
put
taking her out
down.
back.
Take her out back. Let's go. You said that the other day. I was taking you on a surprise, and I was just gonna go to the mall. We were gonna go to Bath and Body Works and to the Hallmark, and I was like, and she was like, "Where are we going?" And I'm like, "It's a surprise because that would be fun." She's like, and she was in the back seat, and she goes, "All right, Marceline, Dad's taking us out back." And I was like, "Whoa!"
Because
Sorry.
what you said was 2 birds, 1 stone.
I did say 2 birds, 1 stone.
Because
right.
we needed to buy hand soap and we needed to get an ornament for me for the tree because we do a new one every year.
Yeah.
So 2 birds, 1 stone. But it's like I'm getting rid of both of you.
Yeah.
Tired.
Goodbye. See ya.
All at once.
Yeah. So hopefully we stay on a regular schedule again because we got absolutely fucking got this year with just the baby and the house. But
Life changes.
life changes and shit. But I think we're going to be on a normal schedule now.
She's
so
6
should
months
be
old
good.
now.
Okay, you can't say
She
that.
is.
She's half a year old.
Half a year old.
Oh,
Yeah.
As of
Crazy.
yesterday. 6 months.
Yeah. That doesn't really hit yet. When she's 1, I don't think it will. And then like a week later, I'll be like,
Yeah, your brother's birthday is the day before hers, and we're gonna go to his party, and I'm just gonna be crying the whole time.
like my baby. She's
Yeah.
one. She's one.
Yeah. Also, we're hopefully won't be uploading a month later. I'm gonna just try to do it every Sunday, make sure that those are uploaded, or on Sunday have them prepared to go up on Monday, or just do it on Monday because I work on Mondays now. So, yeah. Was there anything else? Oh, I didn't ask questions this week because we're just going to use old questions from last time because there were a lot we didn't get to. And I always forget we can do that because we
People
get
are
so
owed.
many.
Yeah. People are owed.
Yeah.
You guys
It's
are
about
owed.
what's fair.
Especially Artemis, who said, Artemis isn't big on Christmas, asks, what does Craig bench?
I don't know.
That's the first question.
Some.
I just want to let you know it's
Some
top,
amount.
it's top of the Twitter, too. Like,
Yeah.
it's the first
some,
one.
Some amount.
Some
I
amount?
don't know.
Do you have an estimate?
Craig's holding the world up.
Yeah. I'm
Do you
like
think
Atlas.
you think you could bench me? Like, if you're on the ground and, like, I was on a bar, do you think you could bench it?
I don't know. However you are. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably 180, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say
Maybe
about
200.
170.
I'm like 260.
It's only 60 more pounds.
Mm-hmm. I think you could.
Maybe.
Well,
I
once
might.
and then break your
One
shoulder.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would
Once-
ruin his
once for
shoulder
sure.
because he broke
Once
his
for
shoulder.
sure. Yeah, that's the problem is that my right arm's weaker than my left. So
It would give out halfway through.
I think Craig has like that like adrenaline mom strength though, where like he'll be like, I don't think I can do this, and we'll be like, Craig, you have to do this. He'll be like, ah, you like lift anything.
If it was a bar that was exactly your weight, no. But if it was you, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Oh my god, hell yeah.
If it's life or death, absolutely.
I bench 540. I don't.
I bench a soft talking.
That's all.
A soft, yeah, a soft
That's yoked.
Hell yeah, dude. Could you
540,
imagine? I look
30
like
reps.
this and I bench 540, just like easily.
Sometimes I pick Marceline up real high.
Oh
Does
my
that count?
God.
Yes,
Yeah, that counts.
yes,
That
it
She's
does.
she's
That's for the
17
deadlift.
pounds.
That's a lot.
17 pounds right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You do it a lot though too.
I do.
So it's not just like I did a small rep at the gym.
No,
you do it all day long.
I'm definitely getting stronger.
I definitely feel stronger. The
Yeah.
Christmas tree that we got, it was a real tree. I carried it in the house by myself.
He did.
Now, that tree was probably only like 30, 40 pounds, but still, a year ago, I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
I help move furniture sometimes.
You do.
Sure.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
I don't know if we asked this last time, but Gnomes asked, how's it hanging? That's all I got for today. I just want to let you guys know that
Pretty
this
sure we
was
answered.
on November 8th.
Oh.
That was the last
Yeah.
time.
I think
Wow.
I remember you asking that, and then I said it's not.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe I should slip in some questions that are probably like just good evergreen questions considering what has happened. So maybe whenever you're like, maybe I need a question. Just
I need one
let
right
me know. Evenfall's just ended.
Yes, it did.
Evenfall just ended. How do you guys feel about that?
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so okay. We're gonna do a Q&A, but
Yeah.
we could do a little, a little, here and there. Not everybody's gonna listen to both. I the months leading up to the end of the game was not necessarily feeling burnout, but was definitely feeling like I want to get to the end of this game already. And I think all of us were really feeling it because there was a couple of games in there that I was just like, man, this is not necessary, and I think we just want to get to the end of the game, and this is kind of just not fun to run. And it worked out because as soon as we got to Tiamat, it was like the game picked up and was really fun all the way to the end. The Tiamat fight was great, and then the war that you guys did trying to get into Lycus' Citadel, and then once you guys fought Lycus, it was all fantastic. So and I'm just really, really happy we're done. I am so happy to not only not be running like 4 or 5 games a week, but now I'm only going to be running like 1 or 2, and I'm gonna then eventually Fallout's going to end, and then somebody else is going to run something. And I'm only going to really be DMing Strixhaven, which I'm really, really excited for. But I was really happy with the ending. Yeah.
It's a good time.
What did you think of the ending, Mia?
To be honest, it was a lot of fun to watch from the monitors.
All right. Well, this was a joke, so
Guess what? Surprise! No,
Yeah,
it was actually a lot of
well,
fun. You guys did great. I love seeing it and the emotions with it. So.
Thanks. Yeah. I did not expect specifically Grace to cry that much.
Yeah.
Like that was what was getting me, was like, geez, I didn't think it would be that emotional. It was cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes D&D just hits right, and you're like, oh no, that's it.
What got me was Jack at the end of the last episode of the epilogue when he was explaining everything, and he had this like this little monologue that he did where he was like, Laszlo and all of these guys were just, people that were able to overcome all of this. And that's like one of my favorite themes and tropes ever. And it was cool because I had sort of highlighted that in the very beginning of the game. We were still playing on Zoom when they fought Tetheros on like his floating island. And he's trying to do the will of gods, and you guys are challenging him. And I had him sort of say that. He was just like, you're just mortals, like, you guys are just people. What are you doing? Like, why have you gone through so much effort just to do this? And I was trying to give them an open to be like, I don't know, because we're trying to do the right thing. But what he got back was Stibbles and Kurt being like,
You're
bald-headed ass, motherfucking bitch. And he was like, all right, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool that he brought it back a little bit, which is, I really liked that.
I love that Tetheros came back and we slam dunked him in like less than a round.
He didn't get a turn.
Nope.
Oh, so funny.
That's how you know.
He had like
You-
84
you've come
hit
so
points. I
far.
thought he'd last a turn.
Nope. I didn't even get my turn.
He's dead.
He was dead in 5 seconds.
He was.
The 6th second was Philip.
Philip blinked and he was dead.
Oh my god.
It's a really long blink. It's a 5
Yeah.
second blink.
Sorry, guys. I have something in my eye.
Yeah, you're like,
This is terrible to start off.
Oh, he's gone?
He's gone.
Good enough.
Good job.
guys, he's invisible. No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh,
No, he's a corpse right there.
Yeah.
What really, I know we've said this a bunch too, but I know it's been really impactful because this game has been really long and it's been really huge and a part of our life for so long. But also because it's the continuation of this world that I've run for like 8 years, like since we first started playing D&D. Now it's not like directly connected in any way. Like it's just the same world. Like the very first campaign, which was Inconsistencies, has very little to do with what was happening at the end of really anything in Evenfall. The only thing would be the mention of like Bogar and Sphinx, who are like your and Colton's characters. But what was cool is that we kind of got to reflect on all of the past characters at the end and kind of like think about like where they were. And what really got me was when we were doing Phelan and Grace was just like, she was like just really emotional, and I was just like, yeah, this is cool. And she's like, I just didn't expect all my characters to get a happy ending. And I was like, come on, man, come on. Like, that fucking got me, dude. Mm-hmm. So it was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Who's for Philip?
Who's for Philip?
Yeah.
I looked back, and like my first document for Philip was in like March of 2017. And
Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah, we started that game so early because we were doing
because I
Stormlands.
made Philip during Immortals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. Sorry, I'm looking for a question here.
It's a long time to be with a character. Really cool. Like being able to kind of move through that much with one. But 4 years it's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the same thing with Icewind Dale. How are you guys feeling getting towards the end of this game?
Icewind Dale was like more stressful.
I thought it would be the opposite. I thought Evenfall would be more stressful, and Icewind Dale would just be a swoop. Like, you guys would just slam dunk both encounters and be like,
we went
great
and
job,
dropped
everybody.
off Marceline, and you were like, are you ready for tonight? We were going to fight Oral, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be easy. And then we got to it, and I was like, ooh, we might TPK right now.
I was so confident, too, like, going into that game, because I had a good idea of how it was going to go, because I'd run similar combats to it before. I was pre-written, I had a pretty good idea of what your guys' abilities were, and, like, I was like, all right, let's just play this game. And I was like, oh my God, this game is insane. Yeah. And like before Evenfall, when I was about to run the Lycus encounter, like I was shaking and my hands were clammy. Like, I hadn't been nervous for like a game in a long time. And it was really weird how well that one went. Well, as in like not a TPK in comparison to Icewind Dale, which got like really stressful really fast.
Yeah. I mean, I walked in knowing that like because that's the mindset at all times. Like, you hold your character kind of loosely. They're gonna do the best they can. If they die, they die, and that is what it is.
That's a really good mindset to have.
This is what she was gonna do anyway, and there's no better in for her than to fight Oral and die. Like, that's fine. That's cool. But I sat down having just played my level like 19 paladin, and I was like, oh, I have 200 hit points, it's gonna be fine. And then I open it up and I'm like, oh, she doesn't have 100 hit points. Oh no, I'm in danger.
I love level 8.
Yeah.
Level 8 is my favorite level.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, level 8. It's like it's just to the point where you're starting to get like cool powers, but that you can only do a few of the cool powers like a few times a day, and then you've got the rest of the stuff you can do. And it was just, oh man. Because you guys still kicked ass. Like, you guys were still really awesome. But that's why I love like that level so much, because you guys are able to kick ass, do really cool shit, still win. But I mean, there's also the threat of like danger. Like, you don't have 200 hit points resistance to everything. Yeah. But to be honest though, out of everybody in that fight who's gonna slam dunk, it was you. Like, I wasn't joking. Fucking Immolation was built to kill Oral. Yeah. Like,
she had one job.
Yeah. Resistance, near immunity to cold. You had immunity because you had Monolotop.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, immunity to cold, which I just thought you had. Like, I don't know why in my head. I think it's because you were immune to the cold weather conditions. Yeah. So that in my brain, I was like, you are immune to cold and have key points. So
I do. I use them a lot. Stunning strike. That's actually
and
how
you
I
like
it.
Your size was such a big portion of it too, because I was like, the ice walls are going to be a pain in the ass for everybody, but that's not going to be an issue for you.
Just climb right over.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to damage you. You're going to have huge reach and range, and you're going to deal radiant damage, which she's going to be vulnerable to in her first form. Yeah. Which was so cool. Super cool.
It was that thing, like, I did not expect to feel like out of my depth in it, because I'm like, this is gonna be fine. And then immediately she started taking my party members away, and Emmolation's like, that's not okay. Like, you're supposed to be next to them. I'm like, I don't know how to get next.
You guys just constantly surprise me with that fight too. Like, your first turn blew me away. You were like teleporting and like doing fire damage, and like, oh my God, the image in my head of Lazarus like fucking exploding with fire and like teleporting through the walls and shooting Oral with a laser gun is so cool.
Very cool.
The other one too is that like it's like a moment of like silence for me, where it's like everything's lost and it's just all you hear is the pitter pattering of Kazira's feet as he just and he just slices her head off, and then the next phase starts, which is just so cool.
No joke. Not only that gave Immolation hope, it gave Mia hope. I was like, at that point, I'm like, oh, we're lost. Like, I might be able to like salvage something maybe, but like we're in death spiral. Yeah. And then you killed her. I was like, okay,
Oh my God,
we're coming back.
It was just crazy too that like Bryn was dead and then got in death saves, brought back, and then you guys were like, we got this, and she died again.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck me. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I knew when Colton went over there, I was like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Look,
This is his play style, man. He likes to go in and be like,
rolling,
I'm gonna do this as long as if I die.
You like had him continue to roll, and I was like, even if he is succeeding, you moved her aura near him, and it was like, okay, he just took 2 death saves right there. It's like 2 failed at least.
This is my thing is like it reminds me that this is why I can't play clerics or healers though, because when I get in that mindset in like a big battle, I'm like, no, you can just stay dead.
Yep.
Your job is to stay dead right now, and I'm sorry you can't play the game.
No, that's honestly
and I'm like, that's not what Immolation.
Unfortunately, the safest thing for her was to stay dead.
Going into that fight, because I was really studying your guys' character sheets, not to like best like defeat you in any way, just be aware of what you guys could do. And like when I was looking over yours and your slots and whatnot, I was like, that Revivify is not going to be helpful. And you guys were banking on it. You're like, we have a Revivify. And I'm like, it's going to be bad to have that Revivify. Like, that's going to be maybe something you could use after, like if you're lucky. But, I mean, you're going to need the spell slots for all your other stuff. And so then there was the moment where you guys were like, we can't Revivify. And I was just like, yes, you guys, I'm glad you're thinking that way because that, like, you guys were right. You'd bring her up. She'd be at 1 hit point. She'd die again. And she'd go down again. Then she'd die. Yeah. So, yeah, it would have felt bad. Like I would have felt bad.
I think the major reason I pushed so hard for it is because it would really suck to have your player be dead while we had these really cool hero moments to beat her. So I was like, bring Colton up. If Colton dies again, that's on that's not on us. But it would really suck if we then dealt with her and he didn't get a chance to operate with her.
Right.
No, that really sucks.
I'm glad that he did, though, which was good.
I'm just saying that's the right attitude to have about it. But it's that realization of like, oh, that's why you don't play a cleric because you get into this mindset where you're like, I know what is the tactically right thing, and then you just stay dead.
You control the party at that point. You're like, who needs to be alive and who needs to be dead? Well, like, Barbarian does not need to be alive. It was crazy game.
I also think it's the right decision for a DM to study their characters' player sheets beforehand.
I think so too. Because
you should know what they're going to be facing and like what challenges that actually presents, because you don't want to accidentally TPK your party. Because you don't understand.
Yeah, because it's like definitely both ways. And I think it's like a mindset kind of thing. You don't want to study the player's character sheets because I think what that can come off as is like, oh, I looked at your guys' character sheets to know how to counter you. And it's like, well, I'm doing that, but I don't want to be surprised. Like I want to be surprised by what the choices you guys make. I love that shit. Like I want to see how you guys are going to utilize your abilities because I can't come up with that stuff. But what I always dislike is like, I'm like, I know what everybody can do. And then somebody whips out some move that I didn't know that they had. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This kind of fucks everything.
No, I think it's good to look at the players' character sheets because in the past, I feel like we've had DMs who've gone, okay, I understand what your class can do, and so I'm going to counter that completely, and then it's not what we can do yet. Like, eventually, yes, a barbarian's going to do a lot of damage, and you're not going to be able to kill them, but it's like, we've had it happen where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to focus you, and then I'm going to focus you some more, and then I'm going to focus that character, and then you're all dead. And it's like...
I learned a lot from the Aceric fight because that fight, while fun, and I'm glad we finished that game, was not like what I wanted to do with it. Right. But it was cool because everybody kind of got to pop off on him. But I didn't do that. I kind of just went, I'll just run a stat block and we should be fine. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're all immune to poison because they had a Hero's Feast and they did all of this. Yeah. And then, okay, I'm going to use this one ability. And then it went too hard at some points where I'd use like a wall of force in order to wall somebody off. And then everybody felt like they couldn't do anything because there was nothing, because the Atropol was dead. And it's like, okay, so we just got to sit here and do nothing. And it's like, well, okay, this sucks. So I kind of just got to make him a little easy. And so, which was great. I'm so glad I ran that fight like that because I learned so much. And for this fight, which was like perfect. Like I love the way it went. I think the only thing I didn't expect was Velen to die because I really wanted to play her smarter. But I think I was really focused on playing Oral.
I don't think that her intelligence was what killed her. I think and she got grabbed and then moved and then she was in a space where it didn't matter.
It's hard because I wanted to play. It's hard because it's like I'm playing an NPC who's supposed to be smart, but I also don't want her to read my own intentions. Like I have to compartmentalize what she knows. So every time I'd get to Velen's turn, it was like I'd block out half of my brain and be like, okay, what does she know? It's this. And then I'd get out and be like, well, that was stupid. And so I was like, I felt bad because I was like, did I play her really dumb? But I think it was all right.
I think she did the smart thing. She was above. She got knocked down. She got grabbed and then moved where there were more enemies, which was smart for Oral to do because she was gonna. I
really wanted to play Oral like baiting you guys, where she would like sit next to a character who's at one more failed death save, just so she could reel somebody else in and then kill them both, and then go to the next person, which happened with Lazarus and Bryn, which I was like, hell yeah, I felt good getting that off.
I got it. I also really liked using Sanctuary on Velen.
That was so cool.
It ultimately didn't work. It felt
but like you gave her another turn.
Absolutely.
Like that was really cool. Like I didn't expect that one either. Like that, and that was just really cool.
I was surprised when she started. She grabbed me and then moved. I was like, she can move us? Oh, this is going to be terrible.
I took a lot of inspiration, like a lot of stuff from... I used it through the whole campaign. There's this guy, his name is Aventier Games, and he makes this module that helps you run the game. And he has it for almost all the pre-writtens, and they're fantastic because you can just choose not to use them if you don't like it, but he like play tests it and goes, here's what my players thought was fun, you can do it if you want. And he buffs up Oral, and I ended up buffing her up even more, just with abilities that weren't just like more hit points, but also just other abilities that she could do. That was one of his things, was that Oral should be able to grab them and then teleport with them to separate them. And I was like, that's genius. Because it's dumb because she can, in her default stat block, she can grab you and she can teleport, but she can just, and it's like, what's the point of this vulnerable to radiant damage first form, like pretty weak to just be like, grappled you, like to 8th level player? Like that's nothing. Like what? Oh no, Kazira, you can't move. You're like, I didn't want to anyways.
But taking them away from the person who like has the ore, everything else.
Yeah, and she just set me down right next to the giant. I was like, I'm gonna get squished. Oh, she's very smart. I felt safe next to the paladin.
And I was like, then when you went after, I was like, I feel okay now. Like we're gonna have someone next to Kazira, and it was like, oh no.
Very cool. I didn't alter Iriel Larthus though. The only thing I changed is that I gave him the lair action of being able to summon the swords, and that was it. Other than that, he was just a demi-lich, and I was like, this should be fine. I thought about I did make him mythic, but we ended the game when you guys got him to 0. You guys got him to 0, and I was like, nah, he's dead. He's dead. Because I didn't think it would take that long.
Demi-plates were very good.
Yeah.
That's just in the book.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. Like that was super fun.
That was the stressful part.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I don't remember. But I looked over at your computer monitor, and you have the third form of Oral as like a photo on there.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was The Sims.
Oh, because it's the little.
It's the little. Yeah. Thought it was a plum bob.
We were talking about Oral.
We're talking about Iriel Larthus.
Iriel Larthus.
Look at me saying it right.
You said, hell yeah.
That's because I can no longer say the legendary weapon you gave Immolation.
That's a new one?
Yes,
Matalotok.
No, that's not going to happen.
All right.
Matalotok.
Hey, you got it.
Okay.
Matalotok. Yep. Yeah, I ran a demi-lich. That was it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the dimension thing. Yeah.
Demi-plane.
The demi-plane, that was just in there, which was kind of cool.
Separating the party was not great.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't damage her. She's very far away from me. Our ranged person is in the demi-plane, which was very important because we needed Bryn to be alive and to bring Bryn back. But I was like, I wish we had switched places.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought about putting you in the demi-plane too because of the aura.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I think Immolation could kill these guys really well.
Yeah.
And if not, I think she would get like dead. And I don't want her to die before Oral.
That's
so
fine.
I was
She
like,
would
I'll
get
put
dead.
Calamity in there. And then I know Bryn will go in there. I didn't think Lazarus would go in there. That's where I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah. We managed.
You'd slam dunked him.
Yeah.
That flesh golem was just getting real good heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you think Lazarus was going to go on there?
I thought
Lazarus
I thought
is more
Bryn
party
could handle
dad
it.
than Kazira is.
Bryn had fireball. I thought she could just handle it.
Oh, that's valid though. That's valid.
Colton's fucking crazy. Like Colton will nosedive into things and probably die, but at least he'll kill everything in the process. Yeah.
Explosion of flame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So. Yeah, and then I figured what I thought might happen was that like Bryn would die there, and then you would revivify her, and then she would be Bryn not Slod for the final fight.
Oh.
But then then she didn't die, and then it ended up happening in the middle of the fight, which I really liked too. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
That was a
cool.
very cool moment.
I
Brent
love
coming
that.
back.
We went on break, and Colton was just like, what could I come back as a? And I was like, I was already gonna do it. And he's like, well, can I? And I was like, you're level 9 or like whatever level you guys were, which is like that was fun. So. Yep. I told you guys last night too that the end of this game is just a little wonky and weird because I really wanted to play the fallout of everything happening between like the 10 towns and you guys bringing the Mythalar and all of that stuff. So, but we will definitely end the game next time we play. I have a plan.
I think endings are just hard to pull off in D&D sometimes. It's hard to like not overstay your welcome in it.
So,
and it's also hard like to say goodbye to a thing that you're really liking. So I think both are hard.
It's especially because there's like so many loose ends still.
Yeah.
Like it was really easy with Evenfall because I was like, this is the end of this world. Like I don't have any other plans.
Yeah.
So do whatever you guys want. Whatever's gonna make you happy. Whatever's gonna let you be happy with your story. But I can't always do that because sometimes I have plans for future games within this world. So like with Forgotten Realms, I do eventually want to run Baldur's Gate, and it's going to be a continuation of this, and so maybe someday, and so it's like I want to like do some setup there, but also so we can't just like end the game being like okay, do whatever you want, which to me is the most optimal, most fun way to end a D&D campaign. Is like I don't know, you guys won, you do whatever you want to do, but I don't know, this campaign has felt different and special, and I really adore you guys going back and I can't stop thinking about when you told Duvessa Shane like no, we're owed. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that, but fuck, that's cool. Like that's really, really cool. Because I don't want this to come off in the wrong way. It's kind of the not heroic thing to do, but that's never what this party has been.
To be honest, that was the hardest part about him becoming whole again. Was like, that's not going to change his attitude. He's still a fucking monster. Yeah. Just come back and go, we didn't do this for you.
Yeah.
We're doing this because it was ideally, hopefully, the right thing. But it doesn't mean we're not going to lord it over you because now we've lost something that you owe us back.
And I don't know. That just feels like so human to me. Like I really like that a lot. Like I think that's really fun. Storytelling, I think there's so much more packed into that. There's a lot of nuance, and I think I don't know. I'll think about that like more than just like okay here, So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean healing's not linear either. You're gonna go up and down in a lot of things. That's just what life looks like. And so.
Exactly, and that's why I love that so much. Like and that's also why I wanted Lazarus to kind of experience the 10 towns sort of like being normal too. Like not that it would change him in any way. Like not that I was trying to give you perspective. Yeah. But I just thought that would be like a cool contrast to like everything that's been going on. Like fuck, this sucks. This is awful. Did we even help? I guess these people are happy again, but do I even care? Like, I don't know. I like that. I think that's cool.
No, I think it is. It's an interesting place to be right now with it, where we've saved the day technically, but none of us. I mean, Immolation cared about bringing the sun back, but at the same time, like she's not gonna be okay with.
I think Immolation cared more about stopping Oral than she did about bringing the sun back, which I think is really cool. Like, I love that a lot about her character, at least. Yeah. Was that, with Oral gone, she's fine. Except for this now new formed friendship that she has with not only Calamity, but now with Bryn and Velen, which is also really cool. But I don't know. I think that just makes so much more sense. Like when Duvessa was like talking to you guys and you were like, no, we want our thing. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't tell me what responsibilities we have. Don't try to butter me up. I don't care.
So good.
You need to know where we are.
Yeah.
You know, if
outside of the game though, I feel bad for Duvessa Shane because she's really stressed.
It's hard being in charge.
tired. Yeah. Try to go kill a god. Then we'll talk.
Yeah.
How nice it's like we have winter forever now. Oh, what's causing it? A god? Cool. I guess we'll do nothing about it.
I guess we'll
some
burn
fucking
people
randos
alive.
Did it, and 2 of them died along the way, and now it's like my problem. All right, cool. But like that makes sense. Like that, I like that. Like I think that's much cooler than just like, hello, we're 4 randoms who did everything for you. Goodbye. You'll never see us again. You know, like I think
a large part of it, for at least for me, wasn't to go. This is your problem. Mm-hmm. It's like this is the reality that we will leave.
Yeah.
Hence, your problem. It won't get bad, but it's temporary.
Right. Exactly.
Like this is just the very real reality, and the consequences of like if this doesn't happen, we're gonna leave. It's not a threat. Yeah. It's just we have to do this.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna fucking leave it with you podunks that burned each other alive.
Yeah.
You'd come back and all of you would have touched the Mythalore and be dead.
Yeah. You know, it's gonna happen.
One of them for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting running stuff in the future. I'm excited. It's gonna be cool.
Not to completely shift the topic.
Please do. What?
Your coffee.
Oh.
Yeah. We bought a coffee advent calendar.
Yeah.
And we've been testing them every morning, but then we had to go out and look for formula, and we didn't try it. And we got coffee while we were out, like dummies.
I wanted you to guess it.
Yeah, and he didn't tell me what flavor it was today.
Oh, well.
Now we can. It's a perfect time.
My guess before, and which upset him, was peppermint.
I didn't know what it was yet. It only upset me because you guessed before you tried it.
Yeah. he hadn't even opened the box yet, and I was like, it's gonna be peppermint.
I was like, why would that upset? I'm like, I see.
Yeah.
There's like no
everything.
There was not even like a adhering to the rules of the game.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it peppermint?
You're not gonna like it, but you can try it and try to guess. I'll give you a hint. It's 2 flavors. It's like a flavor and a flavor mixed together.
I don't know. It kind of just tastes like water.
Oh.
It's water flavor.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Is it like
that's the face you make if it's water?
Is it like Irish cream?
No.
Cream?
It's not cream. There's no cream in
cream,
that.
just cream. It's just straight up.
You don't know?
No.
Do you want to try? Do you want to see if you can guess it?
Let's see.
Peppermint.
I do a little smell first.
Yeah, well, you got to do the smell. You got to do the smell. You got to waft it. It'd be crazy if you just got it. There are notes of...
It's some ASMR.
Yeah. There are notes
Aerated.
of dirt.
Yeah, always.
It tastes like water.
There's water?
Is there orange in it?
It kind of tastes like there's orange in it.
Yeah. I'm going to say like hazelnut orange.
Okay.
That's what I have.
All right, Craig, you're doing it too.
I'm going to get geeked on that.
Yeah, Craig will have
his heart will explode.
That's something to the roof.
Okay, all right.
I already had soda today.
You're fine.
He had 2 sips of soda, and that's
it. Is dark chocolate peppermint.
Oh.
All right.
Peppermint.
Dark chocolate, that's what I
It's
thought
orange.
was
Yeah,
orange.
so I was like, that's pretty close. Dark chocolate kind of tastes like orange. It's got that like zesty sort of flavor to it.
Yeah,
so.
it's kind of...
But it's the acidicness of the coffee kind of mixes it.
I see.
Yeah, you know how pissed I was when I was
When
like...
you opened it
and I was like, fucking...
It doesn't taste like peppermint, though.
Yeah, the peppermint's kind of... It's probably because it sat out for 4 hours.
Shit.
It did.
Damn.
So maybe it's all at the bottom because peppermint's like a sugary flavor, so... Oh, well.
Lacey has an advent calendar, too.
What is it?
She does. Go ahead.
Spencer has one, too. I'll tell you about hers. It's great.
It's a supernatural one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's got like there was like a pencil in one of them. There was like I don't know, some stickers and like, I think a letter.
Is she still into Supernatural right now?
I think it's a continual thing.
Right, yeah, she always kind of rotates, but she's in Mass Effect right now for sure.
Cool.
Is it like stickers of Sam and Dean?
Yeah, there's some Sam and
That's
Dean
cute.
ones in there.
That's
Yeah.
sweet,
Do you know what Spencer's is?
Ass of the Killer.
No.
Wow. Or a fucking Twilight one?
No, we have this one from last year where it's got these little cubbies in it that you can put your own stuff in. And we made ones for each other last year. And we put stuff in them. Yeah, we didn't do it this year because it was too stressful. Yeah. But it was, I didn't even finish mine, and then I had to finish it later, and it was a whole thing. So I have this coffee one that I got for both of us. She was just kind of like, well, I want to have something else too. And I was like, okay. She's like, I'm making my advent calendar. And she put her medication in every day.
Hell yeah. That's actually good. That's good. Yeah.
We stand that.
You just put all your meds in each one.
Yeah.
That's huge.
You're like, it's a little treat. And I'm like,
every day.
Good job, babe.
What a win.
We should do advent calendar
and
every
I have
month.
a little chocolate. We should do an advent calendar.
Oh, you did put a little chocolate in
I
them.
put a little chocolate.
There you go. That's good.
Advent calendar
That's
every
nice.
month.
That's like that those claw games that they show on TikTok where they're like, put your medication here and you win something.
Oh my God.
It's important.
Ben Olson asks, was there a moment in a game where you as the DM or player threw away the rule book? I think maybe metaphorically, but you at least wanted to. Yes, multiple times.
I mean, probably, but give me share on yours and I might illuminate.
Do you have one, Mia?
I don't really know if I would.
I mean, it's literally, I think every time I play in a Craig campaign that's high level, because I'm like, oh, we're level 18 now. I can't necessarily get up to that thing, but what if I could? And then we do some bargaining, and I'm hey, what if we did some things and I could? So I could play the game.
See, you thought about this so much differently than I did. Mine was a reactionary throw it away where I got angry and it was into the garbage with you. No. I think that's a cool way to look at it though, is to go, who fucking needs this shit? Yeah. I'm getting up there.
Yeah. How do we make this happen, DM? Yeah. I also have literally thrown away the book though because it fell apart. So
same.
Yeah, one time we used to always play at Marshall's house.
Yeah.
And Jacob had it wasn't you, but someone had put all of their books on top of the car, and then we got in the car together and we drove off.
And we heard, and we're like, uh-oh.
I would have loved that series of books. I still would have ran them.
No, we still have the player's handbook because Jacob would use it in videos because it was beat up. He'd just throw it off of shit and be like, it's the game. It's what's happening. It's up there somewhere.
It's up here. Hang on.
Yeah.
Because that is so cool. I wish I had a
but
bunch of
it was
destroyed.
all of his books.
Oh.
He put them on top of his
so
car.
Expensive.
We had talked for probably 30 minutes. We got into the car. And
I can't find it.
Yeah, you didn't have that happen with the books, but you had that happen with your iPad.
My iPad? Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I did.
Yeah, after a D&D session at 1
In all fairness, it did actually stay in the car for about halfway the drive. About 15 minutes. Yeah, I had an iPad that had the Apple magnet keyboard.
Yeah.
And it stayed on there until about halfway.
Oh my
God. And then it launched, and we're like, well, that's foolish.
Yeah. Every time there's this one rule that makes me so mad. Every time somebody brings it up, I'm like, this is dumb, but there isn't a way to fix it, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, honestly, what always makes me want to just burn 5th edition and make my own new system that's cool, like Fallout, is when anytime somebody's like, I'm gonna cast Fireball, and then you look at the grid and they count, oh, that guy fits in it, and it's like, well, that means it's a square. Yeah. This is a fire square, this is not a ball. That's not how math works, but we can't just start doing the Pythagorean theorem not Pythagorean theorem, but we can't just start tracing circles on everything. That's too hard. But then in the past I've been like, I got the little things for it. So now we can use circles, and then people will do their turns. They'll go, okay, I can cast Fireball here and it'll hit all these guys. And then I bring out the measuring tool and they're like, oh, well then if I use that, it doesn't hit. And then I'm like, okay, it hits. Go roll back saves. We should just use hexes.
That's fair. I think the measuring tools are cool, to be honest. I like them a lot because they put me in my boundaries.
Look, okay.
I need boundaries sometimes.
What if I told you that I want to? She's going to really grind her gears.
Okay.
No grid.
Okay.
Only measuring tools.
Sure.
Yeah, based as fuck. I've been arguing with her and Colton about this for so long, and they're like, they bring up all the little nuance. I think it would be so much easier because not only could you stand wherever you want, everything would be the proper measurements, and eventually you wouldn't have to count anything because you would just know the distance.
Right.
So you could just go, oh, I know I can move at least this far. Can I go here? And most of the time it's going to be like, yeah. Like 5, 10, 15. I can't stand here. Can I stand right here? And then whenever there's anything on the board, what my favorite part about it is that you have to use your eyes like your character would in order to figure out where to go. So instead of going, okay, well, this ice wall is 10 feet and then I can move in between it technically because there's a 5 foot space. Right. Instead, it's like, can I fit through that? Yes or no? Sure, if you roll a check, which like we're already doing anyways, but now you're going to think about it more because you're looking at the battlefield over just like seeing squares.
The issue for me is that I'm totally down with that, but I'm like, oh, look, there's a table there. I'm going to stand on the table.
Yes.
That's just what it is. I'm going to sit in this chair while I cast Fireball.
Yep. That's, yes.
I'm just going to use it to my advantage. Yeah.
Wait, and like in the game, like sit in a chair and cast Fireball?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, do that.
Yep.
One second.
Yeah. Okay. Let me open my book. Okay.
It would also make sense for if we were using elevation as well, because we could still use like the elevation tiles, of course. Yeah. But then if you want to know the distance between them, you would just use a ruler. Yeah. So then it's actually more, you don't have to do Pythagorean theorem. Then if it's like, I have a 30-foot range at this, he's 30 feet up and 30 feet away, technically you can't hit him.
Well,
what if I say I don't want to do that?
Checkmate. Done.
Yeah.
Checkmate on me?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's just how that works.
Yeah.
Spencer's right.
I've never ran into a rule that frustrated me to that point because I always usually throw them away. If it's a rule I don't like, I probably don't run it.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably like...
Incumbent.
But Craig, how am I supposed to not rule squares?
You don't do it.
Yeah.
You just tell them no.
Theater
that
of the
doesn't
mind.
hit.
Yeah.
Or you tell them, yeah, it hits anyway because it's arbitrary anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lot of it. You just go, no, you can't. And they'll go, all right.
It's just a trust thing.
We're gonna have circles. We're gonna have circles in Strixhaven.
We love it.
Everything's a circle.
The world has circles now. It's because Arcavios is a globe.
There you go.
Yep. The world's flat in Forgotten Realms and in Evenfall, but in Arcavios it's round. And Ronan's like, geometry!
Is that why he's so bad at math?
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be kind of fun, like to add little things like in that to make me just more proficient at doing things. That's why I like doing like the math I can now because of D&D's training me to do quick math. If we did that, I'd learn geometry like in an instant. Give me a year in a campaign where I had to do the whatever kind of angle or whatever I figured out. I know it by instinct. Someone asked me like, "That's your angle." Like, how do you know that D&D?
I learned more about reading comprehension, like adult reading comprehension and narration and story from playing in some of your games than I probably ever did during my failed semester of college. My God. Yeah. D&D definitely made me a better writer.
Because you're actively telling stories all the time.
It's so cool.
That is
so fun.
That's it. It's like I have an MFA degree. I have to say that every time I'm on here, so you're welcome.
You should.
You should bring it. We should hang it up.
Oh,
you
should.
I
will. Next time, like,
probably throw it into a shoebox somewhere.
Yeah, I'm a master of fine arts and creative writing, and all that did was give me 2 years to really focus on writing. You can do the same thing.
Well, you're good at it, so I mean, it was worth it.
But it's the same thing as like playing D&D every day and honing your craft. I really believe that. You know.
What said that I could never write a book, but I could tell a campfire story.
13 hours of it.
I mean, I guess the real difference is that they're not much different. It's just that one of them has grammar.
Yeah.
which is not my strong suit. Grammar,
spelling,
proper syntax, spelling. No.
Mechanics.
I'm a human run-on sentence.
Yeah.
Commas cannot contain me.
Yeah.
If it's any consolation, I feel really confident. This kind of sounds like I'm bringing this thing down, but oh well. I feel really confident whenever I go to Target and I see that Ice Planet Barbarians is on the wall there. I'm like, wow. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And every time we're like,
they suck, man.
There's like 4 of them.
There are.
They're good. Actually, there's 22.
There's 22?
No, there's a lot of them.
22.
No, he means that they sell them at Target.
No, they do, but there are 22 novels.
Yeah. No, I was, There's what also gets me too is that one that's the fanfic of Kylo Ren and Rey that they
they
made into like their doctors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, don't let your dreams be memes.
No, but to be honest, someone who's read a lot of fan fiction in my life too, I think that's a perfectly good way to hone your craft and enjoy it.
Right.
You know, get your money.
Right. Bad smut. One day,
someone's
going to sold at Target.
Someone's going to read it. Someone wants to.
Most writing is bad something.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Did I tell you guys that when I was in high school, I wrote a fanfic that was Fallout?
Yeah.
And I would write it every day, and it was me, and this is before we played D&D.
Right.
It was me and Tyler and Grace and Spencer and Logan in Fallout as the characters.
Yeah.
And I would like write a chapter every day during when Mr. Fig wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And
which was always.
And like Tyler and you and Logan would like read it. Like you guys were like, "Oh, cool, what's gonna happen next?" And I was like, "Whoa, this is cool." I went back like a year ago and reread it, and it was
crumpled. It imploded in shame.
Yeah,
that's how it always is.
I found it, but to be honest, it wasn't as cringe as I thought it was.
Good.
It was really, it just sounded like a bunch of teenagers playing D&D.
Yeah.
and like that, it was just kind of funny that we like started with that. But when I read that, it was, I read it and I could remember like what my mindset was during it, and it was cringy, but it was also kind of like fun to read it for me. I was like, hey, I kind of remember what I was thinking while I was writing this, and that was what inspired me to be like, okay, we got to play Fallout. Like I can't have done this, and we can't play like a Fallout D&D game. So sorry, I just stepped on your toe.
With shoes on.
With shoes on. Get
betrayal. Goodness.
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
I
teach me to read your bad fan
fiction. It was bad.
I've always said that when I die, someone has to burn all of my writing.
Oh.
Because I don't want any of that cringy shit out there.
Damn.
I'll do it for you.
I appreciate you. You're the first person who said that. Everyone else is like, no, you have to collect it and publish it. I'm like,
no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Thank you.
Do you know what's going to happen? This is what's going to separate us. Because I'm gonna be like a preserver, and I'm gonna save all of it, and you're gonna be like, it has to burn, and I'm gonna be like, it must be shared with the world.
I'm gonna make it my mission to know that you've died before Jacob.
You've died on hard stuff.
So that I can get to wherever you are, wherever you've been living, and go to your computer or wherever you have it.
Big delete.
Just shove it in a tub.
And just, it's gone.
The amount of relief that is giving me, just a weight lifted off.
No one will know.
Good.
Incredible.
Yeah, I didn't know how to type very well on a keyboard until I started playing D&D, which was like
I didn't know how to,
5 years ago.
I didn't know how
Craig,
to.
I did not write
I definitely
ever.
believe it.
I've never written or done anything like written.
You didn't
wrote?
type?
Written.
No.
I've never wrote.
You never. Do you know how to read?
I barely.
Yeah.
To be honest,
enough.
this year I read more books this year than my entire life.
Oh, that's
two of my friends have
Ice
been
Barbarians.
really fucking going, hey, you should read this book. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And I read one and I'll read another, and my other friend, we just read all the time now.
Yeah, they're addicting.
Yeah.
No, I did not have the same upbringing. I knew what fanfic
I read
was,
a lot
but
when
not
I was
really.
younger. Like I would read all the time, and then in high school I stopped. But that's just kind of.
I guess it's this. I didn't write fanfic, but I
Oh,
did draw fan art.
Yeah,
because I was more of an illustrator.
See, that's where we're
I'm more of
opposite.
an
I never did
illustrator.
that shit. Yeah.
I wrote a lot. I did the same thing you did in every class. I was either reading where the teacher would harass me about that, or I was writing while they were taking notes, because it looks like you're being studious.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm good.
There was one time when I was in 6th grade, and the teacher got really, really mad at the class, and I was like, this isn't about me, and I pulled my book out, and I was like, I'm just gonna let her yell at everyone. And then she saw me, and she got so mad. And I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. And she was like, put it away. And then she just kept yelling at us, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and cry.
Whoa.
No.
Man.
Yeah.
Teacher trauma. It's nothing like it.
I don't blame her. We were awful. It was probably well deserved.
I'm just remembering things now. That's where Jace came from. My Jace.
Oh yeah.
So I had Jordan when he was our teacher at the time. I commissioned him to make art out of Logan and our characters. I still have it like in our garage. And my character in that fanfic was Jason. And then when I made him in D&D, I was like, I'm just gonna make Jason, but it's gonna be Jace.
Yeah.
And he's a bard.
Checks
That
out.
makes sense, right? And then I never stopped playing that character. Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
And Logan was like a scientist.
Logan was just Logan. Logan had
But he cut his arm off.
I had it. No. Do you guys know the story of Fallout 4? At least the very beginning of it.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're frozen. And you
your
wake
kid,
up
like
you're from before the war, and then you get frozen, and then you wake up like after the war has happened, like hundreds of years later. That was what my fanfic was.
Yeah.
And this was before the game was ever out.
Yeah.
I have the Google Drive evidence of it.
They found it.
Logan and I, it was different, obviously.
No.
We were from before the war. We went into a vault where we were frozen. Yeah. Everybody died except for us two. And the Pit Boys were frozen onto our arms, so we couldn't get them off. And Logan was like,
he was paranoid.
He was paranoid that it was gonna like kill him, so he cut his arm off, and he has a metal arm. But my character was like, I don't care because I'm dumb and I don't care, and he just kept it. So and that was like our backstory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
then
Tyler was a sniper.
Tyler was a sniper for
Grace was
ex Brotherhood, Paige, ex Brotherhood sniper, but he never gave us his name, and so we called him Grumbles, and so his name's Grumbles.
Grace was
and
a pyromaniac.
And then Logan, Grace was a
Also
pyromaniac, and then I don't really remember what you were.
I was towards the end.
We had just met, so yeah.
And I think I was just a lady.
You're just kind
Wow.
of
Just a lady.
Like this guy wrote me into his fanfic.
Yeah.
He's definitely the one.
Yeah.
This is my guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you didn't write fan fiction, but you ran Cyberpunk for your friends about that age.
Yeah, but it's just D&D too. You know what I mean?
Except you're like lore for you build an entire lore with it. That's not just like there was one deity in.
Oh, I mean, a lot of it was because
there's saints and
everything I did was because I didn't want to read. I hated it. So when the story is my grandfather, my uncle was throwing some shit away. He's like, do you want to look through it or whatever? And my uncle and all of my parents and everything were like super into like board games and shit. He's like, I'm going to throw all this stuff away. Cyberpunk was just announced at E3 that year, 2013. and he was throwing shit away. And one of the things he was throwing away was the first Cyberpunk from '89. And I was like, what the fuck is this? He goes, oh, it's some shit. Like it's it's like D&D in a way. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I read through it, and the time period that Cyberpunk originals from and based in is 2012, 2013. So the year it was the year that that this was going on. I was like, oh, this could be kind of a cool like New Year's thing. Why don't we all, my friends, get together and we'll try and play it? I didn't fucking read the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, you reroll some dice and you're going to get a result, and I'll tell you if it's good or not. Until that point, I've never really read the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've referenced it, but no, I made that whole system up from the ground up because I was like, these fuckers don't know.
It was funny.
No one knows.
So you didn't write it down, but you basically did like fan fiction in your head. You know what I mean? Like,
I get a lot of it's like I guess because in technicality, guess that's what it was. A lot of it's like, I think that's why I don't usually have like a voice for a first perspective.
Yeah.
Because I never wrote a me. I've never had a Jace.
Yeah.
But my worlds are so malleable to my players because that's the way I learned to write.
Yeah.
My world is just literally the things, the Play-Doh people grab.
I feel that.
And then after seasons end, I'm able to grab those characters, and then they're now the NPCs I get to play with. But then that would just continue on for years, and it was like, sure, I built a world, but half of them were, all of them were just fucking player characters.
I feel that because I'm like really bad at original writing. Like I can't come up with everything being my own thing, but I don't even really enjoy it. What I really, really like is being able to combine a bunch of things together. So like I can take the personalities of like our friend group and put it into Fallout, but like I can't make original characters in an original setting. Like, I'm not going to do that shit. That sucks. But like, if I can take something that already exists, I can work off of that, and I can make my own version out of that, which is, I don't know, is more fun. That's just fan fiction, but that's fun.
Yeah. It would suck because I didn't have a lot of that when I was growing up. I don't know why, because it just wasn't something I was interested in. Like, people had like Fallout and Doctor Who and anything, Harry Potter, but I didn't. All those stuff were going like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah.
But I never really got into it.
But you had Cyberpunk.
At 17, I did. At 17, I didn't read it. And then I waited 10 years for it to come out.
You just played. Yeah. I was talking to some of my players in our Strahd game, and one of them is Saban's brother, and he we were just talking about random stuff, and he was like, "Is that Cyberpunk?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I got it out, and I was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, is it like 5th edition?" And I was like, "Oh, ho, 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 ho." I was like, the video game's from this." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, that's crazy. That's like, that was what was so cool to me about playing 2077 was it being like, man, this is just from like a TTRPG. Like, this is so sick. Like, it's the same feeling I had when I didn't know all of it. It was the same feeling I had when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 was just being like, oh, this is awesome because it's our make-believe game, but I can see it now. Like, that's so fucking cool. Like, I love that.
It's very, very cool. It's fun to have that. I was thinking about that the other day, because I've been trying to like formulate how I feel about Spelljammer. But it's a very similar feeling. It was something I was interested in, but for some reason the things the things I was interested in didn't have any real media for it. Cyberpunk was never really a thing ever, and then it died, and it clearly wasn't a thing for 20 years. And then Spelljammer was like kind of a thing I was partially interested in when I got into D&D, but it was also a thing that never had any traction and then was away. So now it's like during this renaissance, I'm able to like really get my teeth into a new, entirely updated version of Cyberpunk, and then Spelljammer.
I really can't wait
very cool.
for just our audience to see how you DM. I think they're really, really going to enjoy it.
I'm very excited. There's a lot of what...
I can't wait for you guys to see how Craig DMs.
A lot of what I learned, awesome. I think because a lot of it's from my like illustrator and like artist background, was the development of an art style is infinitely more important than being good at what you're doing. At least in my opinion. So when I transferred that to D&D, I was like, I need to develop a style that is inherently my own, and then I can work everything back from there. So it's, I think, why largely it's so warped, because it's just like, these are the things I'm really passionate about and interested in, but then that also means like, is it D&D? Is it?
It is. Because that's the beauty of TTRPGs, just whatever you want it to be in your mind, which is super fun.
Absolutely.
You know, some of us like to follow the script a little more, and some of us don't. And I think that's really fun and cool.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated by the idea that like certain characters were just, you know, the developers' characters, and that was like, that blew my mind. That's so cool that people could just do that. So I was like, why don't I just do that?
That's cool.
That's what I did.
That's really cool. I love that. Minimize that. I want to see my face.
You're right.
Get that out of here.
Get me Google Glass and put it on my eyes.
Put it on my eyes.
I remember I was excited for Google Glass.
Me too. To be honest, I still am. I think that's cool.
Oh, it's dead.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry to break the news to you.
I know.
Google went, nah.
I'm the first person to go chip me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
You're chipping in the second you can?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't even do anything. It's just...
No, all it is a wallet. And I'm like, good enough.
Dude, oh my God, that'd be so... You go up to the reader, you have to hold your head up next to it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hold your head. I have to kneel down.
I have the
my
tab.
head in this thing. The tap, but it's like...
Yeah.
God.
I love that. I love that.
Sir.
Everything.
Sorry, it's where my wallet is.
Sorry, that's where I put it.
They said wherever I want it.
I put it in my balls.
Oh, shit.
All right.
No, I just gotta climb up on the counter.
One moment, please. I gotta keep
sir,
out of this.
it's not working. Sorry, it's a little cold today. Just give me a sec.
Give me a sec. Sometimes it hides and sucks into my body.
What face?
Your balls suck into your body?
I hate to tell you, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah. I had to be reminded
Sometimes
of that.
there's only one.
I had to be reminded of that when I changed Leland one time. I was like, where are they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I forgot they're not. They're just in there and they don't come out yet. Yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. It's horrifying.
That's horrifying.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. unfortunately going to be something that's stuck in my head now for a long time.
It will be. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. I'll forgive you.
Do you know what's trending on Twitter right now?
No.
What?
Phyrexians for civil rights.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's about though.
I didn't click on it earlier this morning. I was like, what?
Oh, it's gone.
No.
Whoa,
It was there and then gone. Whoa.
Phyrexia is no longer for civil rights.
Yeah, no more. I'm so excited for that Phyrexia set.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm already trying to make a mono black Phyrexian deck, and now I'm just gonna have more stuff to do.
Done.
Okay, there's a question, and then I want to talk about Magic a little bit, and then
Yeah.
I guess we'll go play Stardew Valley or something.
Valid. Love that.
Okay, there's two because this one's really funny.
Do you got a
I'll read the
clap
funny
sync?
one first. What?
Do you want clap sync or do we do that already?
Hey, good. You do it. You.
Nice.
All right then.
Seth Tech says
Oh.
the camera just decided to kill itself.
Wow.
I was too powerful.
He's like, nope,
That's fine.
done. Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes. Seth Tech. No, actually, the water tastes fine.
No, it doesn't.
It's poison.
I thought you were asking if I agreed to your clap.
No, I was talking about the gross water in my cup.
Seth Tech asks, out of the corner of your eye, who's hitting the gritty? It was Craig.
The Lord.
The Lord.
The Lord's always hitting the gritty off.
He always is.
It's the.
I see him.
It's a staggered steps in the sand next to me. It's him
Yes.
hitting the
You
gritty.
didn't realize there were two sets of footprints next to you, and I was hitting the gritty along the whole way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not. Never mind.
Face Masque with a QUE asks, what was something you, as a DM, just made up on the fly that ended up becoming an important piece of the story?
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh no. I have a loading screen in my head right now.
I have so many, but they were not important.
you see that's it. Did I make anything up that
Rick
had real importance?
Wiggins,
Wait.
Rick Wiggins.
D. Gork.
D. Gork.
D. Gork's important.
He is.
What's his? I
to me.
don't know if we ever got her name.
Baby.
Baby. Ever got D. Gork's name?
No, the female Verbig.
Oh, right. I think I know what her name is. Oh, this is possible.
No.
What was I saying? I was talking about...
What you made up on the spot.
Oh, yeah, DM thing that you made up on the spot. Sorry, Craig, you're having to edit this one a lot.
That's all right.
Honey, don't.
Not worried about it.
Baby, don't do that. Forgive me.
When I DM'd the mask one shot that ran for 13 hours, we had I'm such a dumb person. Craig's character was making a bomb detecting device.
Oh,
And
this is a good story.
He failed very badly, and it was like, I don't know, 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you make a bomb.
I succeeded. I did in fact discover a bomb, but it blew up.
You were trying to make like a device that found one, and then you just made a bomb instead.
And they were like, how does this work? And I'm like, you have a bomb.
You have a bomb. Is that what you wanted? I heard bomb a bunch of times. There,
you're hurtling towards Earth. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a good thing.
I like Craig saying, "Well, technically, I succeeded. I did find a bomb."
That was always the B. Was like, well, we did find a bomb. It's right here. This one.
Indicate.
Yeah, indicate. Target bomb.
Target bomb.
Target
This.
bomb.
Yeah, none of mine have been important. Like, most of the important story stuff I tend to write out ahead of time, because if I don't, I will forget it, and then you guys will be like, "Oh, remember that really important thing my character found out about themselves?"
Yeah.
I'll be like, can you remind me?"
It definitely seared it into my brain, I promise.
Yeah. Most of the stuff though I don't really remember, because I just kind of come up with it in the moment, just kind of play to whatever's going on at the current time, like D. Gork.
Yeah, to be honest, a lot of it's so hard because I'm kind of a person that, like, I write a little bit of notes,
Yeah.
and then most of my game is just
Made up.
Yeah. I just fucking
Hell
wing
yeah.
the entire game.
I would, in our Thursday game before we played Strahd, I told them that what I would do a lot is when I would give them a lot of mysteries, and then whenever they kind of got to a conclusion that I liked, I was like, "That's it," and they would be like, "Yay, we're so smart," and I'm like, "You guys came up with it."
I'm definitely the don't look behind the curtain kind of DM, because there's nothing but a hamster on a wheel back here.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this counts as important for you, but in the Cyberpunk game you ran, you introduced my character's like love interest on a whim. Like you just like, oh, you're not interacting at all. What if I do this thing and I didn't like interact at all?
That's
and then
true.
You're like, look at this Storm Rider. Doesn't she have cool tricks? I was like, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and that completely changed her from being like a solo into like,
that. That's true. I guess not so much that's something I've made up, but yeah, I guess that counts. But yeah, I tend to, if I see like a player not engaged so much, I'll try and find like a perfect piece of like bait or something that's going to draw them in. That. And sometimes that takes a whole other, to be honest, this idea of it's almost allowing my player to do something. I don't know who it was. I think it was a combination of both Tyler and you and our Tuesday games, where my entire idea was we're going to go into this horrible realm, normal fucking shit for me, and there's just going to be this really destructive creature that's just going to be the big bad.
Cool.
Pretty simple, pretty fucked, whatever. But it's somewhere down the line, very early, Tyler and Mia get it in their head that they want to try and redeem this person.
Oh, wow.
And then the last session we played, they did. And it was a whole weird through line that they didn't fight them. They just talked to them. And it was like a whole giant role play moment. And I that was something I was like, I allowed it because I was like, this could be an interesting to watch them fail. And they just kept fucking hitting it out of the park. And the entire campaign warped around it. The whole thing warped.
That's funny.
For audio listeners, Marceline's here now.
Oh yeah, that's me being loud in the background.
Yeah. I'm throwing a fit because I clearly was the one who started the therapy.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with it. That's so cool. That's fun. Yeah, I in the past have had that happen, and I commend you for being a better DM than I am because I think it's really cool to do that with your villain. I hate it because that group tries to do it all the time. And sometimes it's cool. If it's like an anti-hero, then it's like, okay, sure. No. But when it's like the big bad and they're like, let's talk them out of this, I'm like, no, you're fighting. I've determined already you're fighting. And then they're like, well, be reasonable. And I'm like, he's unreasonable now. Too bad. Unreasonable. Get fucked.
Yeah.
That won't be true for Zariel, though.
I mean, I think it also helps that like we have a balance of it where there are some big bads in that campaign who were like, they're just gonna die. They're just that's it. We're done with it. This one was like, it made a lot of sense for it to instead be like trying to interact with it. But it definitely the first time it was introduced was like, you are trying to interact with something, it's gonna kill you.
That's a cool thing about it is that it's almost so much easier because we've set up this weird thing, which I've never had done before, where they've slotted in these BBEGs, and each of them kind of fill like a weird pillar of the game itself. So one's like a largely social role play, then one's more of a combat one, and then one's more of a cinematic one.
That's cool.
So it's like we're entering. I mean, we're gonna fight the combat one in like 2 days, and I think we'll fight the next one after that. It's like we're gonna get all these really cool moments of these different aspects of the game that just kind of fell into place. It's real strange.
That's really cool. I think like, especially if you guys all enjoyed it, I think that's really awesome. Like that's always a win, you know.
You did have one big bad that you would have allowed us to redeem, and we went, no.
Zariel?
Yeah. You were like, you guys could redeem her, and we went, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill her.
Fair. I don't know if the same will be said for Zariel 2 Electric Boogaloo, but
almost certainly not.
We'll see. What
if I romanced her?
There was a TikTok I saw the other day that was like, what was it? You showed it to me. It was like it was like, I don't remember the audio, but it's like the DM like looking really awkward, and it's like me, the male DM, making a romanceable character for me, the DM, playing an NPC that one of my lesbian players wants to romance, being like,
Don't put her in then. Don't put her in.
Well, unfortunately, I also really like her, so that's how I felt too when Colton and I got to be lesbians. That was fun. I liked that. That was a moment for us and our friendship.
It leveled up.
It really, really did. Yeah, I don't think we could have ever predicted that one. It was kind of weird in that moment. I was just like, and then she kisses you, and I was looking at Colton. I was like, it's the you so fucking precious when you smile. Suddenly gay.
No.
So, I was going to say one more thing because of what you were saying. In your game, there was this bad guy, not bad guy, sort of a bad guy that we all hated, but Jacob secretly loved the whole time, which was Mommy Lich Izel. Yep. No. Jace wanted to kill her. Jacob loved deeply. Would have killed Jace, made a warlock of her instead, but, we could have had it all.
Oh,
rolling in the deep.
I gotta stop doing this. This scares me every single fucking time.
It's funny because it only scares you. Like we're all like, oh, that's going off, and Craig, like you guys can't see him, but he jumps. He's like, oh.
Craig's like, it's 6 a.m. I have somewhere to be.
That's what it is. I don't have an alarm for anything in my life except the trash and something. I'm like, you got to get your ass up like right now.
Yeah,
you fucked the whole day.
That sound is horrible. Like that. That's traumatizing sound. It never means something good.
No.
Okay, we're sorry it's a long podcast, but I did want to get. I wanted
cutting
to
into my Stardew Valley time.
Squeezing in a little bit of magic talk, and then we'll end. No, please.
One thing.
Okay. I just wanted to talk.
One squeeze.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you guys because when did Brothers War come out? Like a week, 2 weeks ago?
November 18th, I think, 23rd.
Really? Oh, it's been out for a while then.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of it so far?
Pretty good. Yeah, to be honest, super solid.
Yeah.
I think we should let Mia have most of it because as a resident artifact player,
did you just call Mia Mishra?
Yeah, Mishra. I'm our resident.
Maybe it was the baby yelling, but I swear you said Mishra. I mean Mia.
I didn't, but I did intentionally now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mishra, right
Don't
here.
go back and look at it.
Yeah.
Those commander decks are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are good. They should not be played against each other one-on-one.
Because the Urza one wins?
Urza one is just too powerful and it does not do what it's supposed to.
What if they did that on purpose?
Look, that's fine, but to set up a commander deck that only stomps, it's not okay.
That's true.
Yeah. 1v1, no. If you put them in a pot of 4, they're fine.
Sometime we need to play, this needs to be a no land hand. We need to do, I really want to do the Baldur's Gate commander decks because I have all 4 and we've never played all 4 at the same table before. I want to try that sometime. That'd be fun. Because they kind of work off each other a little bit, which is pretty fun. And Fuckrag is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's a commander called Furkrag and we call it Fuckrag.
You call it Fuckrag.
He shouldn't be that close.
I got Craig to start calling him Fuckrag.
I mean, I don't know his real name, so that's what he is.
Yeah. What out of all of the cards for Brothers War, Spencer, what's been your favorite?
I don't know.
Do you have any ones that are like, that's hot?
No.
That's a good one.
I don't think so.
Not even the Mythic Mishra? That one's a good one.
Mishra claimed by Gix, where he's like half a dragon.
And pull up a.
Mishra bottom by Gix?
Wait, Spencer, have you
Mishra
not seen
top by
Titania?
Gix?
Wait, yeah, have you not seen Titania?
I don't know.
Show her the hot leaf lady.
Yeah, I was
I think Mishra's cooler than Titania.
Titania? Are you kidding me?
I think so. Show it.
I like them both
Titania,
equally, but I think I agree. I like Mishra a lot more, even though he's
that
evil,
one artwork is very good.
There's so many good artworks, though.
And then you have to show him as the dragon thing too, because that's part of his appeal.
And Urza is old.
All the time.
all the time. He looks old all the time.
Even when he's young, he's old.
Okay. Here's Hot Leaf Lady.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's cool.
I like it.
She's cool.
Not only that, but she turns into something.
A big leaf.
A seed, just a fat seed.
Wait,
I love a fat seed.
It rolls down
Who
the
doesn't?
steps.
Mishra
It
like,
kills Mishra. It's actually Mishra dies. He gets,
she comes out of a tree, less hot, but very cool. Like
But very.
but big.
Yeah.
Yes.
show Mishra, and then I'll explain why.
Okay,
that time is all right.
We talked about this last night when we played Magic. I fucking pissed because there's some arts of Mishra where he's hot, and then there's some art of Mishra where he's
he's
not.
creepy.
And he looks creepy and weird and gross. Urza doesn't matter. The art notes for Urza were no matter how old he is, he looks old, and he has to look rotund.
I'm sorry.
That's what Urza looks
What
like.
Mishra?
And then Mishra
topped by Gix.
Claimed by
Topped
Gix.
by Gix.
This is the one you think is good?
That's a good one.
He looks cool.
I think so.
I just think he looks cool in that one. I don't think he looks hot. I just think he looks
cool in that one.
I guess I'm a lesbian.
Sorry, everybody. You're just going to have to play along at home and look up this art for you.
like a man that's just riddled in agony.
Me too.
Me too. I like me a broken man.
He looks cool.
Now flip him and show when he's part of that horrible amalgam dragon.
He doesn't have legs. His legs are dragon now.
He looks like he has a metal face.
He does.
He's
claimed by Gix.
Phyrexian, yeah.
Oh, that's
Or
just
is-
me not knowing.
Is Gix a Phyrexian? Because there's also Gixian things.
Technically, Gix is a... So that's a conversation.
Like claimed
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. Gix is an original Phyrexian. So there was Phyrexia, but it was more like magic hell. And then that plane blew up.
Oh.
And then Karn came back and was like, I'm going to make an entire plane of metal. I'm going to call it Argentum. But he's like, oh, I got something on my shoe. And the entire thing got fucked into new Phyrexia.
It's like, is this oil?
He's like, there's some oil in my shoe. I guess I'll take a nap now. The whole plane got corrupted.
We need to do magic lore in this type. You know,
we should.
Something got on my shoe. Oh fuck, that'd be so.
Please
funny.
tell me, Memnarch, you wiped your shoes when you came in.
That would be a really fun.
Damn it!
That would be a really fun bit for No Land Hand.
Yeah.
Just like a sentence.
Yeah.
Try to guess who they're talking about.
This person got something
Local
on their shoe and
man
blew up the world.
spills something on his shoe.
Okay, here.
Ruins plane.
Here.
Okay.
Focus up.
We'll see.
Yoked guy was a mentor, now bad.
Oh, the lion guy.
Johnny.
She got a Johnny? Dude, she got it. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, because the
Ooh.
only thing, when you said yoked guy, all I could think of was Gideon. I was
See,
like,
I
Shonda?
was also thinking Gideon.
I was trying. That's why I said mentor, because he's mentor of heroes.
No, I was like,
Look at you.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
you got
See, okay, this is where I get pissed off because I'm
Spencer's
like,
so good
let's
at
do
the
the
games.
magic part of the podcast, and you're like, okay, one thing,
Okay,
and then I'm
okay,
like, hey, what's
it's
a card? And you're like,
it's
oh, like I'm
because
forcing you to think
all
about it.
week
Yeah.
he talks about magic.
Yeah.
So it's going into my head,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I listen to him.
You're absorbing
I love how
information.
passionate he is about it. But when it comes to like, because when it comes to like this, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, just a day,
Just a day. Just a day.
But then you ask a dumb question about magic, and I'm like,
Yeah, I got this.
I know.
You win every game when with magic, like with these type of games. Like you're just on top of it every time.
Commander is a social game.
Yeah, I do
There's
hold
politics and there's social, and unfortunately, we all bend to your whim. And you're like, oh, guys, I would have done this. We're like, you win.
yeah.
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 Mentor of heroes, Johnny.
But also, you're just really good at the game. You are very good at the game. You surprised me with something the other day, and I forgot what it was.
Oh, it's when I copied that thing twice.
Oh my god, we were playing where we were playing the commander decks for Strixhaven. I was playing Silverquill, you were playing Lorehold because we're obsessed with Strixhaven right now. Because we're about to start it soon. And she what's that artifact creature? It's a 9/9. When it dies, it splits into the 3.
Vexen Triniform.
She copied it 3 times.
No,
And I
copied it
got fucked.
twice.
I
copied it twice.
It was, she had 3
So
of them.
good.
And I just got fucking destroyed. Like
Yeah,
I
and
was
then,
I was on top the whole game, and then she
you
whipped that out, and I was like, oh, goodbye.
You killed the original one, and then I played that card that brings artifacts from the graveyard, and I was like, he's back. Now I kill you.
Look, Triplicate Titan's better, but I say the correct one that everyone else knows.
No.
Okay.
That one's not in the deck.
Wormcourt Legend?
No, Triplicate Titan is the one.
It is the one?
Yes.
That's the best one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
You
talking
played the
about
correct one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had 3 triplicate titans.
Yeah.
And then they would die, and then
wins
she had like
magic.
she had like 12 creatures. Yeah, it was
Perfect.
insane.
Every game from now on, she wins. Everyone.
For Triplicate
Titan,
Hell
best
yeah.
card.
And then we didn't play the new Jumpstart, but we did get cards for it. But we
Yeah.
played Brothers War Jumpstart, and like she was.
You won though. You won both times.
But you were played so good.
Yeah.
It's I love playing Magic with you. It's super fun.
It's
But
really fun.
anyways, like I really want the audience to know that you're not just my wife that I forced to play Magic. Like
No, I do enjoy the game.
you dunk this game. Like I play Arena every day, and you're better at it than me, and it pisses me off.
She also knows more lore than you.
Yeah.
How?
Because I feel like they talk about stuff, and I just take it all in,
Yeah.
and then you'll tell me stuff, and I'm like,
You just take it all
and
in.
I
just
forget,
combine
and
that
then
in?
You're just like, I learned it, and then I forgot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else about Brothers. That was a tangent on another tangent. I don't remember where it started, but
I have one more if you want to end off.
Yes,
with it.
yes.
Okay. Family member catches the cold. Doctor says get flu shot. Has allergic reaction and dies.
Oh,
Guess I'll go to school.
it's
Liliana.
Liliana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I guess I'll get the flu shot.
Yeah, she gives him the stuff, and he dies.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sick. You should get a flu shot.
It's more like I'm sick, and then
he's a zombie.
A homeless man told him.
Homeless man does do that.
Homeless man says, "Give him G Fuel," and then he died.
I guess I'll go to school.
I
want you to know that you forgot the most important part, which is that she flew on the Weatherlight.
You're right.
You're right. She was on the Weatherlight crew for Dominaria.
Most crucial detail about her character, she was on a boat once.
Yes.
Is that how it got completed? She had it on her shoe, and it went...
Yep.
It's Liliana's fault, guys.
She's like, I came... Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure it's Karn's fault again, but I can't prove it.
Karn is the problem. The problem of being a golem is that you're both human and object. So unfortunately, you're sometimes the MacGuffin for most things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Listen to that.
Man, that's fun. That's great.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything. I just want everyone to know that Lycanroc has been on my team for Violet. It's been my anchor, and its name is Best Girl. That's it.
Best girl?
Best Girl.
Can you rename Pokemon? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
You rename it. Did you say yet?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't played Pokemon in a long time.
I think you could always rename them.
No.
That's a hesitant.
Unless I've just never found out how you do it.
Oh.
Now you have the option. You catch it. It's like, do you want to give it a nickname?
Weird I think you could always do that. But
Really?
honestly, I don't know now.
I feel like you couldn't.
No, you can always. You've always been able to name them.
No, rename them.
You can always nickname them.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But
you mean like
once
after
you've
that
named
point?
them.
Yes.
So
I think
yes,
so?
yes.
Okay.
And you can do that from anywhere now. Now you just go into your menus and go. You can now. Stinker.
9,000?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I was also going to say exactly that. I was like, that's really stupid to say.
Yeah. She wanted that.
What's she have?
She has a Hezro.
Hell yeah.
No, it's not a Hezro. It's a.
Kind of pointy, maybe.
It's a Hezro, but it's Yinogoose Hezro.
She wants it so bad.
She does.
It's too sharp.
But she wants it. She just can't swallow it.
She wants to experience
You
Death
should want
March.
the coaster, babe.
Death March.
All right, fine.
She just wants to hold.
Yeah.
She just
Okay.
wants something. Yeah. Oh man.
Zeus for Philip.
Send it out, Spencer.
I just did.
Not with Zeus for Philip. You gotta do something else. I do something wacky every time we end. You gotta end this real wacky.